team pick. Winter Wyvern.
Winter Wyvern will be the pickup. Great overall support. Cyber Legacy won't even think about it. Straight back into the Razor. And the Razor is quite versatile. Can be put in the safe lane, in the mid lane. It seems like this time around it probably will be a safe lane Razor. Generally speaking, you don't really want to choose your mid core as the fourth pick, but Viking, they just go straight into the Quap. So now you have even more reason to just run the POS 1 Razor and go for another mid pick. The Queen of Pain doesn't really care for static link. You just blink out of it every single time.
10 seconds.
Seems like a pretty nice Queen of Pain game as well. You have some great setup there from the Wyvern.
5 seconds remaining.
As soon as that Winter's Curse is over, that Sonic Wave can really just destroy the side of Cyber Legacy. If they do get that initiation.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Viking, again, going to take quite a bit of time with this final ban out.
Radiant team pick.
We'll get the final ban being the Puck. Viking straight into the Morphling pickup. Pretty interesting pick. Don't really see a particular reason to go into the Morphling, but I suppose with the Razor there, you can just waveform away if the static link comes out. Beastmaster Raw, not going to be quite as effective because you can just strength morph.
Remaining.
It does make it very, very hard to actually kill off this Morphling.
5 seconds remaining.
You are going into a Silencer, and Global Silence can be a little bit annoying to play up against, but you can also just burst him down if you find a fast Ethereal. Not to mention, you do have some very nice morph targets. The Razor with Static Link, obviously the big one. Even the Earthshaker with the Fisher can be very, very useful for the team. And Cyber Legacy, 20 seconds reserve time left for this final pickup. They do go for the Slark, so they are putting the Razor mid. Lantimos going to take the Slark. It doesn't really seem like the easiest Slark game, but he also doesn't really mind fighting into Timber, because, yeah, sure, reactive armor is annoying, but it does give you the ability to just keep stealing Essence Shift stacks. And as well as that, with the Morphling, if there's one thing he hates, it's his stats being taken. Should be a very interesting matchup. Kind of makes the Wyvern Cold Embrace a pretty useless ability this game, because again, Slark can just keep hitting through the Cold Embrace, and although you don't really deal damage, you just keep taking Essence Shift stacks away from whatever hero that has been Cold Embraced by the Wyvern. Should be a pretty interesting third game. Get into it. Final game of the night between these two, and just the final game overall.
Prepare for battle.
You almost had that.
They were already going to race down bot on the Earthshaker. Of course, Chappie will be back on the offlane Beastmaster. And you're going to have Bignum hanging around as well, apparently, on the Silencer. Are they going to tri-lane this? Highly doubtful. I don't think you leave the Slark alone. Probably just TP the Silencer back up once they're done with these bounties.
"30 seconds to battle."
Chappie and Bignum setting up. I doubt they'll be contested here. Should be another 2-for-2 trade on the bounty runes.
The battle begins.
That should, yeah, it does end up to be. Lil, gonna start off with a nice Fisher block. It's a very effective Fisher block right there from Lil. Just gonna give her a great start over to this offlane. In fact, he's even gonna block them up. Chappie just waiting in case he needs the help. That's some good teamwork coming out from these two. That's actually a huge block. They're going to get it pretty much right by their tier 1 tower. Still, Viking GG is desperately trying to block their own creep wave. And they are doing a pretty good job of it. But Cyber League, or Cyber Legacy, get a good start off as top lane. Bignum and Plantimos falling very, very low already. And Toby actually opting to go for level 1 Whirling Death. And, well, apparently Shad's already dead. Lil ended up finding a Fisher. Chappie had the damage with the boar and just the auto attacks. So there you have it. First blood straight off the bat. I thought it may have been a top because of Toby and his Willing Death, but apparently not. Of course, mid lane as well, we do have Pikachu up against Boom. Again, the Queen of Pain Boom, he really shouldn't suffer too much this time around up against Pikachu's Razor. He has already got the level 1 blink available, so he should be able to just blink out every single time that static link comes out. And should also be able to dish out some really nice harassment with the Shadow Strike. He does get to level 2 now. There's a fair amount of damage on this poor Razor once he does get it. Of course, Pikachu adapting straight away. He's going to go ahead and max out Plasma Field. That's going to make it a bit more... bit easier to try and fight up against this Quap in the mid lane. Celery, gonna get fishing up Chappie. He's gonna be there, chasing him down with the ball. Celery should still be alright here, but Shad, well, he's actually gonna go after Lil, who's trapped himself up. Lil does end up going down. That'll make it a 1-to-1. Not really sure how he ended up in that position, but Shad will happily take the kill on the Morphling. Sweet, sweet revenge for him. Chain forward, Plantimos. Gonna fall quite low, but Toby turned around the wrong way, so Cookie won't really land. Well, in that mid lane, Boom having a much better time already. 10 last hits, 4 denies. Pikachu doesn't really have anything he can do to shut this Queen of Pain down. It's top lane again, Lil. Looking to set up here with the Earthshaker, but everyone's looking pretty healthy at this bot lane, so there's no real kill potential right now. Chappie's farming, he'll be okay with it. Of course, Chappie can always just harass out with those double balls. Now Celery going to be chased down slowly but surely. It's mid lane, Pikachu. Fall quite low, but Boom is out of mana, so I won't really be able to do too much more to this Razor for now. Does have a Mango available and does actually pop it. He may go for an attempt onto Pikachu's life, as he does pick up an Arcane Rune as well. Don't think he'll have enough with the level 1 Scream. He does have level 3 Shadow Strikers. Top lane, again, they're going to make a dive onto Plantamos. Just trying to really make sure he understands not to come close to this Timbersaw, as he will get Whirling Death every single time. But considering the circumstances, the Slark is actually farming decently. Currently sitting at 14 and 5. This is quite a challenging lane. The Cyber Legacy up at this top is bot lane. Chad falling low again. Chappie gonna be there with Lil, and they do pick up the kill. Again, just a fantastic Fisher block coming out from this Earthshaker. Poor Shad was trying to strength morph that whole time, but doesn't really get anything out of it. There's Bignum now. Gonna chase down Aramis, but he had the salve going. At least he does get the salve cancellation off. It looks like Aramis is going to leave that banner rune just so his Queen of Pain can bottle it up. She has got the bottle on the way. Hopefully she gets in time though, because Lil is ready to set up with another Fissure. A Tempest Plasma Field doesn't land. And Boom will happily walk out of there with his brand new bottle. He'll be able to reset and return back into that mid lane, full HP and full mana.
Worthy tribute.
Plantamos trying to man-fight Toby. This is a very dangerous game you're playing. Cookie gonna land. He'll have Whirling Death in a few seconds, but doesn't even need it. Scatterblast and Chain was gonna be enough. And he keeps trying to take Essence Shift stacks off the Timber, but he's getting punished every single time he tries. And Bignum on the Silencer, he's level 3. There's nothing he can do to help. No way of stopping them from doing this. Cookie gonna land. Toby gonna move in with the Whirling Death, and oh boy, Whirling Death and Scatterblast, it just does so much damage.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
It's Chappie now. Gonna fall quite low, but he does have the Roar available. He does throw it out onto Shad. Lil trying to chase that Wyvern. Celery should be able to fly himself out though. No, he turns around to try and get an auto attack off, and Lil does claim the kill now. Shad, do you want to keep going? Not quite. This Chappie's balls are following. And Shad, he'll be okay. He'll eat his tangos and just keep Agimorphing up.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He really
Dire's top tower
is going to start struggling to find farm in this lane at this rate. So it looks like the Cyber Legacy boys aren't planning to slow down in this off lane. You've also got to be concerned about any rotations coming in from this Quap, at least up at top. For Plantamos, he's also had a quite struggle
You almost
up at this
had
top
that.
lane, and well, the Quap being at level 7 can always make some huge rotations and just burst you down. She doesn't really care about the Shadow Dance of the Slark. Pikachu Static Link only lasts about a second before he blinks away.
Invisibility.
Top lane. Bignum. Gonna be caught. He tried to come in and defend that outpost being taken, but it does cost him his life. At least Palantimos doesn't get caught out though on the Slark, which is much more important, I guess. Bot lane. Raw. Gonna come out again onto this Winter Wyvern. Celery. Gonna die. At least it's not Shad. You would have hated it a lot more if this Morphling was the one getting roared up. The Cyber Legacy, they'll just take the free killers. Palantimos! They're going to dive past the tier 2 tower and they still pick up the kill. Again, Bignum on the silencer, there's just nothing he can do to stop them from doing this. This Timbersaw is already top of the net worth board, just having a great old time.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's going to be very, very hard to stop this Timbersaw from just starting to snowball like crazy. The only counter they have is this silencer. Like I said, he can always just go for a Lotus Orb build if he really wants to, and that silencer's kind of, it just becomes ineffective as Pikachu. Gonna rotate up, chains won't connect, but Sonic Wave does boom. Do you want to keep fighting? Toby says yes, let's go in. Pikachu gets bursted, and Bignum now really can't escape this. And so they lose the Snapfire, but they find a Core Razor and a support silencer. And poor old Palantimos, he's still trying to get his treads up. He's sitting at 2.2k net worth on the Slark. No treads up yet. He's just going to take what he can get. You look at the other spectrum. Shad's about double the Slark's net worth on the Morphling. He's got his Morbid Mask up now, 2 Wraith Bands and treads, as well as a Magic Wand. And looks like he is going to go into the Manta style, so just purge off that silence from the silencer. Doesn't want to go straight into the Ethereal Blade, but that's fine. There's no real rush.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Pikachu. One of his kisses flying out. Global Silence finally being used, but Pikachu, he is already so darn low. He tries to fight back against Celery, but he's going to die. Bignum just a little bit slow on the Global Silence. Does end up costing him. And looking back at Toby now. Got a Hood of Defiance up. Suddenly a lot tankier.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Are they even going to bother trying to go for this Timber? They're going to take their outpost back. But their bot T1's being forced in while all that's happening.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Shad, he can take the T1 quite quick.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Just salves up through all the damage. Yeah, it's going to be a relatively easy T1 being taken.
Dire's bottom tower.
This is actually the secondary T1 coming out from Viking GG now.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Nice try.
Smoke play. Aramis and Celery going to start rotating up towards the top lane again. Looks like they just want to really make sure Palantimos is not going to have any chance of farming back up as Toby.
Dire's
Gonna know exactly where he is. Instead of Rammus, his smoke has been broken by Pikachu.
Dire structures are fortified.
Observer Ward gonna be immediately de-warded by Chappie, but I just don't think there's any way you're able to defend this T1. Bignum will have Global Silence up in a second, but the T1's already gone. That's going to be the third outer tower going down now for Cyber Legacy. That's going to open up that jungle. It looks like Cyber Legacy, they want to try and punish for this. They'll smoke up straight after Toby. Again, he is sitting pretty tanky though. He is not going to be an easy target. They are probably going to have to commit Raw and the Global Silence for this, but Toby, Raw comes out, Plasma Field as well. Meanwhile, Boom finds Little Toby. He's starting to fall low, but he chains away. And now, Winter's Curse is there. They have caught out Palantimos, and he goes down. Pikachu going to be caught out, and it looks like Chappie is going to be no way better. It's going to be a 4-for-0 trade across the map. And more importantly, by the way, a 9k net worth lead. It has been a long time since I've seen that much of a net worth lead at 14.5 minutes. That is a bit extreme. So that's the win probability right now, 85%. The net worth though? Yeah, that's a problem. And I can't even say it's just Toby on the Timber. Shad's at the top of the net worth on the Morphling now, and you've got the Queen of Pain following just behind. As they will claim the first Aegis of the game, will be given over to Shad on that Morphling. Palantimos, have you got anything yet, sir? Well, he's going for a Diffusal Blade, which is fair enough up against the Timber. Just drain the mana of the Timber, Morph, and the Quap. All of it really does help, but I think you wouldn't mind getting a BKB as well. It seems like Cyber Legacy need to be able to fight early on. The Diffusal's not going to help that much. Not when the game's like this.
Didn't like the sound of that.
Pikachu going to go down, and well, now Boom looking for Bignum. He will get fished up by Lil. Lil does just pick up his Blink Dagger just in the nick of time, so he does manage to blink away, but he'll lose his Courier in the process. To make matters worse, now they know he has a Blink Up. So you're not going to get that surprise reveal you'd love to see out of that initial blink timing of the Earthshaker.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Well, Cyber Legacy, they're just trying to get what they can. This is the first T1 tower they're going to be able to find, but it's going to be at the cost of their own mid-tier 2. And in fact, Sonic Wave going to be there onto Chappie. Shad following just behind this Beastmaster. Nowhere to go. Adaptive Strike going to be there to kill him off. It is a rough game. 11k net worth lead now for the side of Viking.gg. And honestly, I don't know how you come back from this if you're Cyber Legacy. Like, I don't mean to be blunt, but this is just such a hard game to come back from. You still have the tools. You've got Global Silence, you've got Echo. Like, you can make big plays happen. I just don't think you can actually take a 5v5 until Palantimos has something like a BKB. Perhaps after this Diffusal, he'll have it ready to go. Just go straight after the BKB next. They can make a huge play like this onto Toby, but can they actually kill him off? He just chains away, He's got Guardian Greaves as well, so he can purge off any silence, and now Boom's here. They're going to be able to find Pikachu on the Razor. He's been slowed up by that Chakram. Boom, actually just farming while all this is happening. He doesn't even need to help, it seems, as Bignum going to try and dissuade Toby from moving forward. Now the Winter's Curse going to fly out on the Beastmaster Chappie. Global Silence will be thrown out. Toby, he's gone too far. They're feeding away a few kills here, and the Echo, it comes in. They claim at least Boom as well. Shad, though, going to be here to help out now. Pikachu static linking, trying to take all the damage away from the Morphling, but it's not going to be enough. And Bignum going to be chased down. And Chat Totem is going to be there on the Morph. He is missing a lot of damage thanks to that static link, but he can just keep slowly chasing away. Bignum will eventually die. He just tries to turn around and fight now, and he knows he's gone. I still give it to the side of Cyber Legacy, though. That was some huge pickoffs they made. But after the rest of the team joined in, they just could not keep up. And mind you, the reason why the team took so late is because they were taking the bot tier 2 tower, which is now gone. Pikachu, I mean, he just got his Yule Scepter up on the Razor. This is how bad things are going right now. Palantimos, he has queued up the BKB. He does have the Diffusal. Shad, Static Link, Yule's gonna be there. Aramis doesn't connect the cookie. Raw, gonna be there on Toby. He is still a very hard target. Now, Winter's Curse gonna be out on Chappie. The Slark, Palantimos gonna kill his own friend as he does try and TP through the Shadow Dance and does get out. Sonic Wave was not enough to finish him off, but you still lose a 2 for nothing. Now Shad's looking for more. Lil gonna be the target. Gets his own Fissure to the face, and Shad gonna have probably enough time. In fact, Aramis will be the one to pick up the kill. And now Palantimos tried to help out. Couldn't really do anything though. And they're gonna go high ground. It's a 13k net worth lead. They know how far ahead they are right now. And in fact, Pikachu tries to get close. He's probably just dead here. He does Yule's up, but the kisses are flying in, and that's going to be enough to kill him off, though. Echo, Lil, trying to turn it for his team. They all buy it back. They run in, but they find nothing. They find absolutely nothing. They did lose that tier 3. Toby just standing there. Just gaining reactive armor stacks. Fissure going to block them out, I guess. But now Palantimos. Well, they're going to hold their high ground. And that's something. You have got Shad, who is very, very close to an Ethereal Blade. He just needs 100 gold just about. And he does buy it out now. So now burst potential is really high on Viking.gg. So even if he can't finish the job himself, you've also got the follow-up from the Sonic Wave of the Queen of Pain. That is only to be amplified by that Ethereal Blade. We do have a pause. Discord issues, apparently. Cyber Legacy, I give them all credit for not calling GG. They're 18k net worth behind. Win probability currently sitting at 3%. It seems as though they're just hoping that this BKB on Palantamos is going to be enough so they can actually fight back. It could be. It's pretty doubtful. But one good echo, Global Silence, huge echo, Palantamos may be able to clean up.
Radiant are scanning.
And with the net worth advantage they have, if you get a huge win, if you can team wipe them somehow, the amount of gold and XP that's going to come Cyber Legacy's way is going to be huge. That's what they need. But the problem is, Palantamos has been caught out. It does immediately get shotgunned down by Shad on the Morphling. He's doing the right thing. He's split pushing the bot lane. He just makes them kind of work to get this high ground push going. Lil gonna be chased down now. Boom. Doesn't quite get the shadow strike off before the blink comes out. Viking GG will just continue to force in all the lanes.
You almost had that.
Now Roshan. It's going to be back up. It's the second Roshan of the game. Shad will join his team. This should be a fairly quick Rosh. Cyber Legacy, they're just not going to be in a position to try and even counter this Roshan play. You just can't. 20k net worth lead behind. You have to just try and hold high ground. That's all you can do. Lantimos, how close are you to that BKB, sir? Not really close enough. Yeah, he's about 400 gold, I believe, away.
Almost had that.
This is not too bad, maybe a bit less than that. But then you have no buyback gold if you do buy it outright. Shad on the Morphling. He's going to be going after a Lincoln Sphere next, just to be able to try and block that roar off from the Beastmaster. It's really the only one, the only one of the ways you can really lock this Morphling down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now the mid-racks going to be slowly ticking away. Shad doesn't actually get the Ethereal Blade off onto the Silencer, so doesn't get the burst. Now Fisher comes in, Pikachu just going to rush in. Global Silence going to be there. They go straight after the Wyvern, and Celery is down. Palantimos now, he does have a BKB. They have lost Pikachu, but they may find more. He does go straight after the Snapbite, though. Cookie and Guardian Greaves going to save for now, though this Slark is stealing a lot of stacks. He'll go after Boom now. Boom trying to run away on this Queen of Pain, but eventually, surely he goes down to the Slark, though. No! The Echo Lil! He does get Boom on the Quap. But eventually they do lose the Slark. There is no buyback available on that Slark, and well, there will be a buyback available on Boom. And they may go for an Ancient Rush.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, Toby, he says let's do it. He starts tanking the tier 4s. Shad, not quite as confident. He wants to go after the tier 3 top tower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
all they can do is hope to slow this down. They jump in, Bignum. There it is. GG has been called. Well, they were 24k net worth behind in the end. Lil trying his absolute best to create that space to try and bring his team back through a huge team fight. It felt like they kind of almost found it, but the Slark just with the BKB defusal just didn't have enough to really sustain himself throughout this engagement. And that will be it. That will be our only best of 3 for tonight. Big congratulations to Viking.gg. Cyber Legacy, they tried their absolute best. Of course, I will remind you guys, they were in a very, very long best of 3 up against Chicken Fighters before this series, so they were probably coming into this kind of tired, and, well, as you can see, turns out Viking.gg, they did end up being able to beat them out in this series. Nevertheless, we will be back. I believe tomorrow there'll be some more CIS Dota going on over on BTS. It won't be me. I think it might be another caster. Nevertheless, it is MLP Dota for now. And, well, I'll catch you guys next time for some more great Dota.